What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing good. How's everybody doing? Let's get into the grinding, man. Let's start smoking everything we see. And yeah, that guy's gonna have to wait. He's gonna have to wait. Disc, thank you so much for the 14 months, dude, as a member. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing amazing. Well, I only got one of them, but hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Oh, well. Let's drive over and get it. What's up, Green Flames? Hey, Kai, how you doing? What's up, Hutch? Great with number 100? Oh, yeah. We're going for number 100. Trying to get number 100, man. Over 4 years in the making. Hopefully we can get it. And hopefully it's going to be a freaking beast. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. About to drive home from work. Have a good one. You too, Disc. Thanks for dropping by, man. What's up, SS Norway? Anything else? Oh, yep. There we go. There's our second male. Gonna say, we always have two there, so there's gotta be one. By the way, guys, we are at 667 kills on the grind. That's a weird looking 3. He is not gonna make diamonds, so I'm just gonna blast him with the 300. There's no way he makes it. Absolutely no shot, man. And a Super Troll piebald fallow earlier. That's not good, Bills fan. Call now, it's going to be a typical rack. Hopefully, dude. That's what we want. That's what we're after. That's what we've been grinding all these years for. We can just hope we get it. $400 kills into my tar grind. So annoyed with it that I had to take a break and get my great one pheasant. It's a pearl. And now I'm back. Welcome back. Welcome back, dude. But man, I don't blame you for taking a break from tar. Tar are kind of brutal. Kind of brutal. I used to, Cooper Show. I just don't like it. I don't like streaming with face cam. I used to do it off and on, but it's just not for me. Just one extra thing to worry about while you're streaming, you know? I don't like being on camera for extended periods of time. And also, I've got a daughter who's 3.5, and I don't want her, like, walking into the room and being on camera because I am very... What's the word? I don't want weirdos on the internet seeing my daughter, you know, because, well, the majority of people are fine. There's always a couple weirdos in the world, you know? And so I just keep my daughter off the internet. Typical fabled piebald. Dude, could you imagine? Could you imagine? 58 kills for the great one. Maybe. We're at 671 right now, so that would put us at just over 700. I could see that maybe. My prediction was 1,400, maybe 1,500 kills. You call an ultra rare? That would be insane. That'd be insane to be the only partnered creator with an ultra rare. That'd be kind of ridiculous, dude. Oh, I'm sorry you were sick, Jack Games. Hopefully you're doing better now. Glad my content was able to keep you company, though. What's up, Draco? You're not too late, dude. What's up, Nelly Braun? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Got my first diamond on a public Medved map yesterday. Let's go, dude. Let's go. That's awesome. Sheesh. We got 3 big boys here. There we go. Can't remember. Did I say hi, Jivers? I don't know if I said hi to you or not. I think I did. Don't tars have ultra rare? Yes, supposedly they do. At least that's what Jaxie said on one of the live streams, is that they do have ultra rares. Nobody's ever got one, though. And I assume most of that's due to the fact that nobody grinds for tar. Or at least not many people. There's a few that do, but not many. Jeez, dude, there's just bucks everywhere. This is insanity. Ah. We almost got him. What's up, Zachy? Hey, like I said, there's some people that grind tar. Not many, though. Not many. Tar were kind of a flop in comparison to other great ones, unfortunately. I think they're pretty. I think they're very pretty. They just unfortunately are not that fun to hunt unless you like a slow, grueling grind. Nah, Captain Sauce probably won't be anytime soon. He usually doesn't stream till later in the day, man. Yeah, tar were a lot more fun when they first released, but obviously, like, the changes that they made with the, like, spooking when you spawn on top of them, that was something that needed to be done. It was too OP before. And that's coming from me, a grinder who grinds all the time, you know? It was a little bit too easy. So I get why they did it. What map is the best for moose hunting? New England, I've tried. Very difficult. Yeah, New England's not very good for moose. There's a few people that swear by it and say it's the best map ever for grinding, but I really don't like New England at all. It's got the most zones you have to find for moose. I think it's like over 200 zones, man. Over 200 zones, which is just ridiculous. I recommend going on either Leighton Lakes, or if you don't like Leighton for moose, try Revontuli or Medved. Revontuli and Medved are probably the most popular. Ooh, that's got a chance at diamond. I think? Yeah, it does. Rev and Medved are probably the most popular options. But I personally like Leighton a little bit more because there's less moose. So if you're doing a herd management grind, Leighton is insane. Like, the lack of moose zones you have to find, the lower amount of bucks, or not bucks, bulls, it just makes it so much easier to herd manage them. Nice, we got a diamond. Let's go. Let's go, dude. PC Warden, thank you for the super chat. What's my least favorite great one? In terms of, like, I guess if we're not talking about difficulty, because if we're talking about, like, the one I enjoy the least, it would be tar. But I think my least favorite great one overall is probably red deer. Just because there's barely any variation. There's only one fur type. You can't get ultra rares. And there's like 5 racks, but they all look very similar to each other. So it's almost like there's only 2 or 3 racks with just like tiny variations, you know? So yeah, probably red deer. They're probably my least favorite. They just need some love, man. They need to go back and give the red deer some love. Give them a couple extra fur types. Then we'd be chilling. Also, I'm going to real quickly increase the size of the chat. There we go. Just to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see it on screen. I'm grinding Black Bear and Silver Ridge Peaks. Any tips? Yeah, so there's a guide on my channel, on my YouTube channel, that kind of goes over it. I Buy Premiums also has a really good guide. I'd recommend checking those out because it's kind of hard to explain the methods that we use without, like, having a bunch of visuals to go with it. But essentially, like, the top left corner of Silver Ridge Peaks, that's really all you need for a grind. If you're doing a non-HM grind, you know, just shoot all the bears in the top left. If you're doing HM, make the top left your main area and manage down the rest of the map. SS Norway, thank you for the super chat, or super sticker, actually. Thank you, dude. And Rise, thank you for becoming a member. Really appreciate it. Enjoy all the perks that come with that. The emotes, extra Discord channels, scrapped uploads on the channel, and all the other cool stuff. Holy. Holy, holy, holy. Ah, floater. You disgust me. That's the diamond, too. Wow, dude. I would say just kill more per run. Call of the Wild is built different. If you're not getting respawns for Whitetail, one of two things is happening. Either you're not killing enough of them so they're not respawning reliably, or they're going to different zones because they tend to do that, especially early in a grind. They bounce a lot. Yo, what's up, Chip? How's it going, dude? How you doing, old Chip? Also, guys, how are my audio levels for my microphone? I messed around with it some more, and I feel like it's hitting higher in the red than normal. I feel like I might need to lower the gain a little bit, because I don't want it to be so much louder than everything else that, like, you can't hear the other things. Sounds good to you? Gotcha. Like I've said before, I'm really picky with audio, so I'm probably like seeing and noticing things that, you know, most of you probably don't care about. Nice little diamond. Let's go. You can be heard very well. Yeah, that's not really what I'm looking for, though. I'm trying to find like a balanced audio to where like you can still hear every game sound with decent volume as well. Like you can hear the music well still without my voice being so much louder than the rest of things that it kind of like makes you forget about the other things. Trying to find that perfect balance, man. Where am I hunting at? The entire left side of Leighton Lakes, pretty much. I've got zones all across that side. He'll count 683. Crow has above average hearing. Yeah, don't crows have crazy hearing? Like actual crows? Don't they have crazy good hearing or something like that? Because if they do, I get the joke. That's how I get the great ones, is my hearing. Definitely. I hear them spawn and I'm like, yep, that's a great one. Crazy good memory too. Oh, I'm definitely not a crow then. Got my great one fallow at 400 kills. It was painted blade rack. Let's go, awesome Andy. That's awesome. What's up, Liker? What is the most rare type on the black bear? So when it comes to the fur types, I think they all spawn pretty equally. There's some species where you see like more of one rack or one fur type, but for the bears, I feel like it's very balanced across the board. I see the same amounts pop up for all the different fabled furs. Now, if you're talking about just normal fur types, like normal rare fur types, I would probably say the rarest one has got to be the brown. And part of that's just because people don't notice it. Oh, it happens. Call the Wild Hunter. It happens, man. It's not for everybody. Great one grinding is not for everyone, you know. More vids with KG? Possibly. You never know, man. You never know. Got my 70th great one today. Let's go, Willem. That's awesome. Oh, Moose. Hi. Hi, little Moose. What are you guys doing here, eh? Smoking them. I'm glad we've got some consistent respawns on our second run. That's nice. Would turn the voice down a touch, then you'd be good. Okay. See, that's what I was thinking. Because it is peaking? I was going to say peaking and hitting. I created a brand new word, man. Fantastic. Yeah, I was thinking that, though. Maybe I'll just lower the gain a tiny bit. I have 1 decibel gain. Plus, I've got the... Where is it? I've got the 3.4 decibel gain on the compressor. I'll just disable that 1 decibel of gain. How does that sound any different? Does that sound any different? Does it sound better? Does it sound good? Let me know, guys. I think that's better. I think that's actually perfect. What does mic gain do? It just makes the mic louder. It just makes it louder. That sounds better? Okay. See, I kind of figure that that might be what we need to do. Because, you know, whilst there's certain audio settings that may sound good to me, what's most important is that it sounds good to you guys. You sound like Brober now? How does that happen? There's no way. Absolutely no way that I sound like Brober. Saw my name in one of your YouTube videos and I freaked out. I was so happy. Let's go, dude. I assume it was one of the ones with the chat popped up. Yo, what's up, Kevin? No way, he does sound like Brober. See, you guys are trolling me now. You guys got to be trolling me. There's no way I sound like Tiger Bait. Old WD-40 himself. There's no way. That's what I'm saying, Rodian. Hey. Ah. It's floating. Disgusting little floater. Any tips on finding and getting deer? So the best way to find lots of deer, Ryan, is to hunt the drink time for them. If you want to find whitetail deer on Layton Lake like I am, set your time to somewhere between 8 and 12. I like to set it for 11 because if you go to the last hour of their drink time, that is the time that they're most likely to actually be at their zones. When you set it to the beginning, they sometimes take a bit of time to walk to the zone and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, you know, going for the drink time. And then just walk along the left half of the map for Layton Lakes. Pretty much every body of water on this left half, kind of like starting here, going through there, cutting around here, and going up. Everything to the left of that line I just drew has whitetail deer. So you should be able to find lots of bucks doing that. Great one at this lake? Maybe. Maybe. You know, something else I'm going to do with my mic is I think I will change the limiter a little bit. I have my limiter set to -5 decibels. Maybe I'll go to -6. That's just essentially like it'll kind of cut it off. It'll like make sure it doesn't go past a certain volume level. So I think that'll be perfect. Because that won't actually change any of the sound with my mic, really. It'll just prevent it from going past -5 decibels. Which is like midway in the red. Now you sound like CJO? Wow, Chip. Now I know you're trolling. Now I know it's a troll. Can you make your mic sound really bad when you get the 100th great one? Well, I don't know, man. I've already done that once by accident. Is Great One Fox in this year's schedule? Probably at some point, man. I've been kind of just occasionally going and shooting a few. I'm not going to take the fox grind super like serious and hardcore because I don't want to make myself start hating it, you know? Because I already know that the fox grind is going to be really tough. And so I don't think I'm going to rush it like I do a lot of the grinds because it'll get very tiring fast if I do that. So it's probably going to be one of those grinds that we kind of just passively achieve over time. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to make this another bear grind type of moment. Oh gosh, that was ridiculous with the bears. Can't believe our first bear was 8,300 kills. That's still so ridiculous. Jeez. What's up, Scott? You got a pseudo Mela tiger yesterday. Only a female, but still a rare. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. That's a really pretty rare. Have I ever played with Rooster? Yes, I have played with Rooster before. We've got a live stream here on the channel. And then I think I've done a couple of shorts with it as well. And I've been talking with him off and on. We're trying to work out, you know, a future collaboration, but he's got like internet issues and stuff like that that make it tough to use Discord. I can't remember the exact like reason for that, but that's what he was saying last I talked to him, is that he's got some issues with his internet that don't really allow him to connect to Discord calls with like a good connection. But we'll see. You never know. Might be a future collaboration we do again. Because it was very fun the first time. I don't compare myself to anybody, Molly. I don't compare myself to any other content creators. I just play the game and be myself. Can you herd manage pheasants? Yes, you can. Mine are herd managed pretty decent. It's very difficult, though. You should do a challenge video where you can't use polymer tips. I think I've actually done something similar before. I think I've done a few soft point ammo videos. But that is definitely something I could do again if I can get around to it. I have a lot of videos planned. Right now, guys, I have one video already recorded. It's a Trophy Lodge tour, so you guys will be getting a Trophy Lodge tour soon. And then I've got a list of like 10 video ideas that I plan to make at some point. So I got to get through all those before I can, you know, add more to the list. Mr. Pheasant, dude, that was the funniest thing ever. I still can't believe that. That freaking pheasant that just flew right in front of me as I shot. Just taking the pellets for that male. Unbelievable. Yeah, Johnny. Totally no bias. Also, how's it going, Johnny? What's my favorite moose fur type? I like the Fabled Birch the most. Fabled Two-Tone is a very, very close second, though. They're both gorgeous. Nick, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Do I use HM or no for Silver Ridge Bear Grind? That is 100% up to you. I would just go for like... Look at it this way. Herd management's always going to be kind of like a tough and like time-consuming thing to get going. So it depends. Are you up for the challenge of herd managing bears, or do you think you'd have more fun just shooting all the males? It's really up to you at the end of the day. I like herd managing them because I feel like bears can get kind of boring if you're not getting diamonds a lot. Due to the fact that they don't have antlers and they all look the same. Watching the stream while waiting for my fallow respawns. Nice, green flames. Easiest HM species. Definitely. Gosh, actually, now that I think about it. So, the easiest to herd manage is probably different than the easiest great one to get, I would imagine. I gotta think this through. What was the easiest herd management I ever did? Definitely not moose or pheasants. That's for sure. Maybe fallow. I think fallow is probably the easiest to herd manage. Fallow and red deer. I think fallow and red deer are the two easiest to herd manage. Like, mainly because Tiabaroa is a thing. Tiabaroa is just crazy for both of those species. It is so fast to herd manage them in comparison to other grinds. And when I say fast, you know, I'm talking like 30 hours versus 100 hours, not like one day and you're done, you know. But you can probably complete herd management for fallow and red deer in like 30 to 50 hours. Faster if you get lucky with like respawns coming back at the levels you want. And obviously I've never actually timed it before. This is just estimates. Whereas like something like Whitetail on Layton probably took me over 100 hours to herd manage. Not to mention that like later on I tried to herd manage them even farther, which, you know, took an additional 20 or 30 hours probably. And then, moose. Oh, the poor old moose. Still only like halfway herd managed with them, and I kind of just gave up at that point. I was like, I'm just going to grind them as they are. Why Layton and not Rev Coast? I just like Layton better, man. I find it easier to find all the zones because you only have to search half the map versus like 3/4 of the map, I believe. If we're talking Whitetail, and for Moose, it's like only half the map for Layton, whereas Rev on Thule for Moose, it's the entire map. So I just find Layton easier to do if you're doing a herd management grind. I already answered you, Molly. I said I don't compare myself to anybody. Yeah, peeled banana. We talked about it a long time ago. Yeah, Jeremy, we've talked about it before, but we never got around to doing it. I think a lot of it just comes down to, like, our schedules are very different. And, I mainly do, like, video stuff, and he mainly streams. And it's like, I don't really like making guides, so I'm trying to think of what type of content would we be able to do? I guess we could just do like side-by-side grinding or something for a stream or something like that. You never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. Yeah, Rodian, I like it a lot. I really like Layton Whitetail. I feel like it's just more fun too. It just feels better to me. I don't know. There's just something about seeing a massive buck on Layton Lakes in comparison to other maps. Although I gotta say, I think Mississippi would probably be the craziest place to see a great one whitetail. Because the first thing that comes to mind is like giant swamp buck, you know? Giant swamp buck. Thank you, environment. Appreciate it. How many diamond whitetail deer should I leave on the map in Rev on Thule? So it's not about numbers, man. When it comes to stacking for herd management, you just stack like as many diamonds in your main zones as possible during the duration of your herd management. Once you've managed down all of the other zones, then you go ahead and shoot all the diamonds. It's not about a number that you try to get to, you know, you just try to get as many as you can in those good zones. And then once you're done herd managing, you kill them all off. They should add whitetail to SRP. That would be cool. That would be a really awesome addition, I think. Do you imagine how fun that grind would be? Yeah, I'm using the Odin for my scope. Love me the Odin. It's a really good scope. Let's go, Elis. That's awesome. Congrats on the super rare albino pheasant. I've actually done a few collabs with Flinter before, Pate. I've got 2 videos and I think like 3 live streams that I've done with him in the past. Oh no, Slippy Slide. Well, that's how it is usually, man. Those solos can really get you on that fallow grind. It took me a long time to manage down the solo 4s to be 3s and 2s. To the point where I kind of just like gave up on getting all of the coastal ones down to 2s. I think there's still a couple that are like mid-size 3s. Because it was like, I was already getting a really good diamond rate. So I just left a few of them. But yeah, definitely got to watch those solos, man. Definitely got to watch the solos. They can be brutal. How am I going to shoot number 100? So we got a couple ideas, right? The main thing is if it's a rack that I've already got a bunch of, like if it's just a very generic looking big rack or cluster rack, I'm probably going to try and 360 no scope it with the Glock. But if it ends up being like a really cool looking buck, there's no way I would do that, right? Like if it ends up being a really cool looking great one, I'm just going to shoot it normally. But I mean, if it's one that I've already got and it's not like a super wonky version of it, then it's getting 360 no scoped. We got to do it, you know, we got to do it for 100. Go out with a bang. Probably going to mess it up, but hey. Gotta risk it. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Definitely getting a fabled piebald for 100, knowing your luck. I don't know about that. I mean, if iBuy hasn't even got one, I couldn't see myself getting one. At least not yet. But who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. What's up, Called Wild? How's it going? Hey, Blakester. Hold on. Did I miss a membership? I did. Blakester, thank you for returning as a member. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Oh, yeah, Ryan's. What's the most rare type on black bear? I already answered you early, man. Or earlier. I said that in terms of like great one furs for the black bear, there is no one that's more rare than the other. If you're talking just the rare fur types for them, like cinnamon, blonde, and brown, I would say brown's probably the rarest. Part of that could just be because people mistake it for being just a normal dusky sometimes. But yeah, I'd say that's probably best answer I can give on that. Smoked him. Holy. He stood no chance, man. No chance at all. How's my day going? It's going good. Doing much better now. I was kind of like nauseous most of the morning. But I'm feeling a lot better now. That is a low scoring max weight. Holy. 260, 243. That's a really low scoring one. That's actually kind of wild, guys. I don't think it's crazy enough to tax for me, but it's unique. It's very different. Can't believe they took down my tent, though. Yeah, the only reason I'm not taxing it is because I've got some where the tips are literally touching almost. And so it's like I already got ones that are even lower scoring than that one. I think I have like a 255 scoring big rack or something like that. And then I have a troll big rack that scored in the 240s, which was crazy. Actually, it might not have scored 240s because I think I got it before they lowered the scoring on them. So it probably scored higher, but it looked the same. They've changed up the whitetail so much that I can't even remember like what time frame a lot of these trophies were. Hope you get a big super rare this grind. Thank you, Bob. Hopefully we will. That would be quite sick. But we got one last grind, I believe. So it's not been that long since our last super rare. I've already done one, King Vey. Already did one a long time ago. Spider, thank you for the 4 months as a member. Let's go, dude. Welcome back. Let's go, Spider. Don't see anything too notable over here. Yeah, nothing I can shoot. Got one super rare and messed it up. Ooh, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Got trolled by a level 3 whitetail. Hate to see it, dude. You hate to see it. What's up, Jenna? How you doing? I can't remember if you were in here earlier or not, but how's it going? Oh, yeah. Awesome, Andy. Yeah, I mean, the last time we got a super rare was, I think, on our last whitetail grind. It was that massive diamond piebald. That thing was crazy. Oh, there's the other one. Hey, buddy. We did one a while ago, Colton. It's possible another could happen in the future, though. It's so funny when they flop like that. I love that. Oh no, Michaela, that's not fun. Those dang Sandbar. Sandbar and Roosa troll so much. Just got a 7 very hard gold Mela Croc. Let's go, Randy. That's awesome. That's a good trophy. What's my favorite sport? I don't really watch sports nowadays, but football has always been my go-to when I do want to watch a sport. American football, you know, not the European football, the football, or whatever it's called. Do you hunt IRL? I used to when I was a kid. Last time I went hunting was when I was 18, and now I'm 26, so it's been a little while, but I used to. Thank you, JB Duck. I appreciate that. Also, thank you to everybody that's been following. Thank you to everybody that is subbed to the YouTube. All that stuff. Appreciate you all. Without you guys, it would not be possible for me to be a creator, so really do appreciate it. Oh no, Rodian, that's insane, dude. Typical rack. Ah, you're right, I am jealous. I need a typical rack. I need one. Oh, something I probably should have mentioned that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream. I am doing another 7-day grind. The whole theme of this 7-day grind is that I got to get my 100th great one. So, yeah, 7-day grind video will be coming in probably like 8 to 9 days from now. Because this is day 2. I started it yesterday, killed about 30 deer, then went to bed. And so now, this is technically day 2 of the 7-day great one grind. And I know it hasn't been that long since our last one, but I put up a poll yesterday and you guys said that it was your favorite series, so... And it's my favorite as well, so I figured let's just start another one. What's my favorite red deer? So that's actually really tough to answer because a lot of the racks look the same. I don't even remember the names of all of them. I like the last one that I got. It's like a more rare rack. It's the only one I've got out of, I think, 15 or 16 red deer great ones. I only have one with that rack. It looks so cool. I don't even know if people have given it a name because the red deer just looks so similar. I know, aware. It's unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. Boop, boop. Yo, what's up, Ender? You got your latent whitetail set up. Second level 3s now. One question. Some of my zones don't respawn without shooting both males. If I have a level 3 in these zones, what should I do? So I don't actually think that that's your problem, Ender. I would imagine that it's just whitetail being whitetail. That's probably just delayed respawns. I get a lot of zones where I only see one buck there for a couple of runs, and then I end up getting 2 or 3, you know, a few runs later. I think that's just a pretty normal thing for them to do. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Those will pop up again eventually. From my experience, at least. Snakey, thank you for the super chat. What great one should I go for after I get this fallow? Can't be whitetail, red, and fallow. How about pheasant? Pheasant, because pheasants are just so beautiful. I would say definitely pheasant. You gotta have one if you don't. There we go. Beautiful. New to the game, is a diamond red fox an easy diamond? Ooh, definitely not. Diamond red fox are one of the tougher ones. Juicy tender chicken. Phenomenal name, by the way. But yeah, red fox is one of the tougher to get diamonds. How to get less recoil? So there's a few different things for that. Number one, of course, a gun that doesn't have a lot of recoil is obviously going to have less recoil. But you want to go into perks. You want to go into shotguns. And you want to get all 3 levels of this. Recoil management. This applies to every single weapon you fire, not just shotguns, even though it's in the shotgun category. So get this. Another thing I recommend is, you know, playing on a sensitivity that you're comfortable with. I like playing on really low sensitivity. And after you know, got your sensitivity that you like, just start learning what the recoil is like on the gun you're using. And if you kind of like learn the recoil, you can compensate and adjust for it a lot easier. Like, for example, if I don't compensate at all and I just shoot, it kicks up pretty far, right? Let me find a good place to test it on, right? We'll shoot the top of this. With no compensation, it goes clear up there, right? But if I compensate, this is just me dragging my mouse down like a 1/4 inch. That's honestly like the biggest thing, just learning the recoil and compensating for it. Now, if you're on console, it's a little bit tougher to compensate for recoil with joysticks. But on mouse and keyboard, like, you can just make those like minute adjustments and get back on target really fast. You know, one of these days I need to bring back the hand cam. I need to bring back the hand cam so you guys can watch me in action, man. Compensating for all the recoil and stuff. What's the rarest gray wolf fur type? I don't know. I would think it's got to be albino and Mela. They got to be the rarest, right? Because I don't think egg white or the red brown are more rare than that. I don't believe, at least. Couldn't see them being more rare. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Guys, I like these new mic settings so much more. Like, I don't have to talk super loud to keep a consistent audio level. Like, I'm talking with just like a normal voice right now. And I assume you guys can hear me fine because it's still hitting like the bottom of the red. Yo, what's up, Nate? How you doing, dude? Are you going to be streaming later? Where is Unk? He's right there, dude. He's right there. He just joined chat. You will be? What time approximately? Because I'm going to be done. I do want to get done streaming before 6 p.m. So like 3 hours and 18 minutes from now. But I would like to, you know, hop in chat if you're going to at some point. Havoc, thank you for the super chat, dude. And Big Red, thank you for the super chat as well. What is there a fabled albino and fabled Mela? But Bob has got one? Wait. I'm confused. I'm not sure quite what you were trying to say there. If you want, you can type that again in chat and I'll try to read it. You do a quick rundown on HM for bears. So for bears, leave level 4s and below. Or if you really want to get crazy, you can leave only level 3s and below. Obviously, if you want to do stacking, you're going to want to leave level 9s and level 8s. I recommend doing the method where your good zones are all in the top left of the map, and then you manage down the rest of the map. I've got a guide on my channel. I Buy Premiums has a guide on his channel. I think Lady Legend has a guide as well. That's going to be the best way to like learn about HM for bears is through those videos. Because obviously, like, it's easier when it's in a video and I can show off everything that I'm talking about. But right now, you know, just talking about it's probably going to sound more confusing than it is actually seeing the visuals. So I would recommend checking out, you know, one of those 3 guides I just mentioned. Yeah, I definitely need some more ammo green flames. Maybe in like an hour or 2. Okay, gotcha, Nate. Was watching your face reveal vid. Nice, dude. Can you do a herd? What levels should I kill? What levels should I leave for fallow? Okay, so for fallow deer herd management, you want to leave level 2s and below. And level 3s that score 150 or lower. And then kill everything above that. Thank you, Paige. I appreciate that. Also, guys, I need to get in the habit of doing this every time we find a diamond. Hiding the chat so that you guys can actually see all the, like, statistics for the diamond. Speaking of diamond, boom, he made it. Then once we're done, I need to remember to pop it back on like that. I really need to get in the habit of doing that. It'll make things look a lot more, like, smooth. Oh my gosh. That's so funny, Nate. Get yeeted, boy. That's amazing. Johnny just realized he can do it too. R.I.P. Big Rig. The moderators are slowly destroying themselves from the inside out. Was that the right way to phrase that? I don't know. That is hilarious. Didn't you get 2 super rares back to back? I did a long time ago. It was on Rancho del Arroyo. And it wasn't really back to back. It was back to back days. I've never had like 2 super rares, you know, like back to back kills or anything. I think the best I got was back on Rancho del Arroyo before I knew anything about herd management, like before I even knew it existed. I got 2 super rares on back-to-back days, which is probably the rarest thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I can't ever see myself having something happen that is less likely than that. Unless, of course, I somehow get an ultra rare one of these days. No respawns. How dare they do this to me? Unbelievable, man. Ready to kill black bears? I go to Silver Ridge Peaks. I feel like it's the best map for it. Welcome back, Nate. Oh, dude. That's so funny. Back-to-back typical racks. Could you imagine? That would just be crazy. Rodian, thank you so much for the super chat. I wish I could put my typical rack on your map, man. Love your videos. My guy, keep doing what you're doing. Hey, thank you so much, dude. And hey, it is what it is, you know. We'll get the typical rack one of these days. Just takes a little bit of persistence, perseverance, and a can-do attitude. Never give up. We'll get it one day. Even if it takes me 3 years. Why do none of my whitetail bucks respawn on my whitetail grind? So with whitetail, you got to kill like 20 of them or more in a run to get like consistent respawns. And also, they like to bounce to other zones. So if you're early in a grind, they're going to be bouncing to zones like crazy until they kind of like settle in. Is that foreshadowing? Maybe. I sure hope not. I don't want it to take 3 years to get a typical rack, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. It's so rare. Maybe the deer are preparing for a big great one. Could be. We have had like animals just suddenly stop going to their zones when a great one's about to pop. Yeah, still no respawns at all. This is crazy. They should be back next run. Who discovered HM? It was actually Jaxiebeard and Flinter, I believe. Jaxiebeard, Flinter, and I think maybe one other person. They discovered it back in the day. Flinter didn't really pursue it very much, though. Jaxie continued, like, trying to perfect it and refine it. And then, you know, as time went on, other people came into the picture and refined it even more to get it to the crazy state that it's at today. What's an ultra rare? So an ultra rare is a great one with a rare fur type. Oh, that's pretty normal, Ty. Moose don't always go back to the exact same spot in those big zones. Whenever you have a zone that has 2 males and 2 females, like, you don't always get both those males back every run. Like, what happens is that second male sometimes will just respawn in a completely different zone. It happens with a lot of species, actually. What was my last great one? My last great one was, I believe, the fallow deer, right? I think it was the silver spoon rack fallow. Nothing. No respawns at all. Crazy, man. Well, hopefully this next run will be a little smoother. What's the best map for pheasants? Definitely Salzwiesen Park. It's crazy good for them. Penfabled spawning soon. I hope so, Call the Wild Hunter. You think you'll hunt a great one red fox for number 101? I don't know. I'm probably just going to let 101 be kind of whatever it wants to be. After I get done with this whitetail grind to get number 100, I'm probably going to go back to doing a mix of fallow deer, whitetail, and pheasants, and maybe a little bit of bears. We'll switch it up a bit, you know? And I'll definitely still be doing some fox grinding off and on. Like, I'll try to get back to doing one fox video every 1 to 2 weeks or something like that. But did I go to the wrong place? I did. I went to the wrong zone. What am I doing? I'm getting so occupied reading the chat that I fast traveled to the wrong spot. Number 200 on December 31st of 2025. Maybe, Ender. I kind of want to get back to grinding more this year. Because in 2024, I didn't grind as hard as I did in 2023, I don't think. Because 2023, and I think maybe even end of 2022, was when I was going crazy with like red deer and whitetail and fallow deer, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. And then like after they released stuff like the Bloodhound, or not the Bloodhound, it was the Retrievers, and then we had Sunder Patton and stuff. I didn't grind as much since then. So like 2024, I definitely grinded less than in 2023 and 2022. We still got a lot of great ones, but not as many as the previous year, I don't think. So I would like to go crazy this year with the grinding. Maybe we can get 100 in a year like you were saying. Maybe we can pull it off. Imagine if we get to 200 by the end of 2025. That would be insane. Dude, still no respawns. Unless they're over here. No. I gotta check one of these straggler zones, I guess. Is it okay if I shoot level 1 to get more level 2 and 3 for the whitetail grind? See, you could. Just remember that anytime you shoot some of your level 1s that you had left, you're going to be like reducing that herd management effect. So just keep that in mind. I'd say, oh, yep, there is one here. I would say what I would recommend doing instead is if you're running out of stuff to shoot, it's likely that you've got some zones you haven't discovered yet. Because it's usually very difficult to get to a point where like you don't have enough to shoot. If you get to a point where you don't have enough to shoot, you're definitely missing some zones. Because there should be no possible way that you could get to a point where you don't have enough stuff to shoot, you know? Just due to the way herd management works, like the more low levels you have on the map, the more often the remaining ones respawn as big ones. So if you're still getting like ones and having trouble getting a lot of high level respawns, you definitely need to find more zones, I would say. Or maybe go check some of your zones you've already found and see if any of them, like if any of your respawns have possibly gone to some of those old zones that you haven't checked. Yeah, awesome, Andy, for sure, dude. I just leave like everything that scores 150 or lower for fallow because it's really like all I need to do, right? Like I could leave only 2s for the fallow grind, but it's like I don't have to shoot those smaller 3s. They work pretty good for herd management, so... But you can shoot them if you want to. Yo, what's up, Kevin? How's it going, dude? Liam. That is insane. Welcome to everybody watching the stream today. Appreciate you all. Do you think they'll add a Red Deer Great One furs this next map release? I would love it if they would go back and revamp them, add some more furs. Do I think it's going to happen this next update? Probably not. I feel like that's going to be down the line more if they ever do it. Been doing great for me. There's always big deer. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. What's the coolest great one to get? So that's going to be very subjective, right? Like everybody views different things as being different levels of awesome, right? For me, I'd say the coolest great one to get is definitely the moose just because they're so impressive looking. But I mean, if you want to view like the coolest as being like a really rare one to get, I suppose like the tar is a really cool one to get because not many people are going to have it. Same with red fox. So I guess it really just depends on like what you consider the coolest. Now, if we want to get super specific, a fabled piebald typical rack whitetail would be like the ultimate in coolness. Because that's just like virtually impossible, you know? That is virtually impossible. Do I always collect my whitetail and my whitetail grind, or can I leave them? Always collect them, Cole. Always collect them. It has been like, in a roundabout way, confirmed by the developers that you cannot get a great one from an animal you don't claim. So, like, for example, let's say you kill 10 whitetail deer and you only claim one of them and you leave the other 9 on the ground. Not only is that going to delay your respawns until you main menu, and then, you know, you got to wait the timer, so it's just not very efficient, but any of those ones you didn't claim, they're not going to go towards getting a great one, right? Like, you don't have a chance of getting a great one spawn off of any of the ones you leave. So, yeah. Claim your kills if you're doing a grind. At least if you're doing a great one grind. For, like, diamonds and rares, it doesn't matter if you leave them, but for great ones, it 100% matters. Dude, what the heck is up with my map? No male respawns at all. What is going on, dude? Kill count 720. Feel like the great one, Black Bear's a big chunky bean burrito. He's something. He's definitely big, chunky, and fluffy. Still no respawns. What is going on? So I think what we're going to have to do to get my respawns to start being consistent again is we're going to have to go check some other zones again. Just give them some time to respawn. Nah, closing the game won't help, Kyle. The way to get respawns is to just give them time to respawn. There's nothing else you can really do to make them respawn. So it's just a matter of waiting for us. We just got to wait it out. I'm going to go check this zone, see if I got a straggler here, because this is the zone I used to occasionally get like a big 2 in. Why do I use the waterfowl blinds instead of tripods? Because they're faster to get into and you can put them closer to the tent. So in certain areas, I like to have those instead of the tripods. I still use tripods in areas where I need elevation, though. Yes, you can get a diamond just by shooting everything you see, 100%. Obviously, you're just not going to get them as often as if you were herd managing. If you're herd managing, that's going to be the fastest way to get lots of diamond respawns, but you can just shoot everything and get them. I've done that many times. Nothing there. You know, while we're waiting for the respawns, why don't we go north and see if any of these zones have got some straggler bucks? Because there used to be a few that would occasionally go there. And I think there was a zone I didn't fully manage down as well. In fact, I think it's like this one. I think I didn't fully manage that zone down because I just got tired of how terrible the placement was for it. What's up, AE? Yes, I do indeed. You have any tips for fallow deer? Yeah, if you're herd managing them, manage the solos first. Hunt them on Tiabaroa. It's the best map for fallow by a long shot. And if you haven't already, check out some of the fallow guides and stuff I've got on the channel. They'll help you out quite a bit. Just type in Scarecrow fallow deer guide. That should bring it up. Do I have to grind to get rares, or can I just play the game normally and get them? Anything you see in the game, you can just play normally and get. It's just, obviously, if you're doing a grind where you're killing a crap load of animals super, super fast, it's obviously going to take less time to get those trophies. But you can get any trophy in the game just by roaming around and shooting stuff. It's just obviously going to be more rare because you're killing less animals per hour. How many kills do I have? So overall, for whitetail, for this grind, 720. In total, 44,598 for the whitetail. Unfortunately, though, I don't know my exact kill counts for, like, all time because there's been a few updates that counted things improperly in the codex. And I also count all of the stuff I leave on the ground. Like, if I accidentally wound an animal poorly and I don't claim it, I still count it as a kill to my grind because it still respawns as a new animal. You know, even though they can't respawn as a great one. So I still count them. So I have no idea what my actual total kills of all time are. Hopefully one day EW will give us a better way to track kill counts. Sub 100k fabled pieball. Could you imagine? Oh, man. Honestly, though, man, if I have to kill 100k whitetail to get a fabled piebald, That seems like it'd be pretty on par with how long it should take. Because, I mean, when you think about it, if I've got, what is it, 37 Great One Whitetail in 44,598 kills, it's definitely not a shock that I haven't got a Fabled Piebald, because a Fabled Piebald's probably like 1 in 1,000, maybe 1 in 2,000 chance of it spawning. So not only do you have to kill a few thousand, kill like 1,000 or 2,000 whitetail to get a Great One, right? But then on top of that, you have to get that lucky roll of like a 1 in 1,000 chance of it being a Fabled Piebald. You guys can see how rare that is, right? Like, that's crazy rare. I wouldn't be like shocked if none of the partnered content creators ever get a Fabled Piebald. Bear zone. Where's my whitetail from this zone right here? I just need to see if we've got any straggler males that are large. I need to see if there's any large males here. I mean, I think I left that guy because he was somewhat tiny. He probably scores like 170s, I believe, so I think that's why I left him. But if we see a giant level 2, then we definitely need to kill it. It has been so long since I've checked these zones, holy. I don't see anything too wild here, though. 2 bucks, 2 does. Nothing really big. I think we're good. We got our zone right there. That's a zone we've actually spawned some Great Ones in before. We eventually managed it down because it was just a little inconvenient to hunt. Should I stack a 227 to 267 whitetail? If it's the big, like, big level 2 rack, small level 3 rack, then I would. But it's not really based on the estimate. Based on what the antlers look like. Okay, we got one there. All these guys are running through. I only see one. Where's the rest from this zone? Oh, there we go. Big level 1. There's that zone. This zone we used to hunt a little bit too, I think. But as you can see, it's still fully managed. No stragglers there, so that's good. If I'm remembering right, I think 2 bucks is all we ever got here. I don't think we ever really got 3, except occasionally. So I think we should be good. What's my dream kill? Typical rack, fabled, piebald whitetail deer would be the ultimate dream. I'd also really love to get a diamond melanistic red deer. That is a long-time goal for me. Maybe one day, man. Maybe one day we'll achieve it. Ooh, I should check this lake. It's a big lake, and I don't have any whitetail zones there, so who knows? Maybe one's popped up since the last time I checked. I don't think so, though. You know what the next update is and when? Next update should probably be in a month or 2. As for what it is, we have no information right now on what it could be. Next map will probably be released in like June. But, you know, we always get an intermediate update in between maps. So I would definitely be expecting something in a couple months. If they keep the normal schedule. All right, nothing new over here. I think we just have a couple zones here. Yeah, we got one zone here. This was a weird zone. It always got some stragglers, so we really do need to check that. Yo, what's up, Ruth? How you doing? 3,800 kills, P91. Dude, I hope you get that pheasant soon. That's brutal. That's really brutal. A Florida map would be great. Oh, for sure. Florida would be sick. I mean, there's so many possibilities for what we could hunt there. Same with Texas. I feel like Florida and Texas, we badly need a map for. That'd be awesome. Yo, what's up, Gamer Fox? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. Hey, Quimmel, how's it going? You missed a few diamonds. That's about it. Florida would be Mississippi 2.0. They could have different species, though, for sure. Like, they could have iguanas. Because iguanas are pretty invasive there. What's that snake that's, like, super invasive there as well? You could add, like, some snake hunting in. They could obviously do gators. It'd be a second map they could do gators on, which would be pretty sick. I believe Florida has Sika deer as well. Doesn't Florida have like a population of Sika deer? I'm almost positive it does. You could honestly get some really awesome hunting in a Florida map. I think it could be really cool. Yeah, the pythons. That's it. Do they hunt pythons in Florida? Because I feel like I've seen, like, talk about it in places. I'm not 100% sure, though. Oh, they do hunt them there? Dude, perfect. Could you imagine, like, having pythons and iguanas on a Florida map? That'd be sick. I would love that. You do think you have Sika there? Okay, yeah, I thought I'd seen a couple of YouTube videos of hunting Sika in Florida. That'd be so sick to have another map for Sika deer. Because right now they're just on Tiabroa. Although I think it's a different type of Sika deer. I don't think it's the same one. So it might actually be a different one if they did a Florida map. Why is Call of the Wild not cross-platform? So it's because Call of the Wild is such an old game. I mean, back then, they were a much smaller studio, right? Like, the game has come a long way since they started. And the thing is, like, if you're not a AAA studio, adding crossplay in later is very difficult and expensive. So I assume that's why we don't have crossplay. But I'm with you. I think it would be awesome. I think it would be a really good thing for the game if they could make it work. They would 100% need an anti-cheat to make crossplay work, though. Because otherwise, like, the problem that PC multiplayer has with modders would, you know, infect the consoles as well. And I know there's a lot of people that would not like that. And I frankly don't think they should add crossplay till they can find a way to stop that. Feel like in the future there will be crossplay. Maybe, Uncle Fat Cat. I feel like, you know, since the team and like the studio in general, like, they've gotten so much bigger since then. Like, it's pretty clear with the amount of content they're pumping out that they're in a much better place than they were 7 years ago. So I would not be surprised if one day we do get some crazy stuff like crossplay, but, you know, it's just hard to say right now. Hard to say. They haven't ever talked about it becoming a thing. I think the most they've ever said was, like, maybe Jaxie Beard on one of the live streams, like, replying to a question about it and saying maybe or something like that. I don't think we've ever got, like, a real concrete answer as to whether or not it'll ever happen. Oh, dude, that's right. I deleted this zone here. I forgot about that. I can't remember where it moved off to when I deleted it. I completely forgot I accidentally deleted these zones. Like, probably like a year ago? It's got to be like a year ago. How to tell if your whitetail moved to a different zone? I mean, the only way you can tell is if you notice that you're missing some bucks. That's really the only way to tell, man. If you're missing bucks and, you know, it's been a long time without them returning, it's very unlikely that they just haven't respawned, and it's more likely they moved. So that's the only way you can tell. And that's the thing about Call of the Wild, right? A lot of it comes down to trial and error and troubleshooting. So if you think you're missing some, you know, go check some other zones. See if maybe they moved. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. We're kind of rechecking some of our zones to see if there's any straggler bucks. Since moose can be up here, I imagine whitetail can have zones up here. One of these days, I just need to go across my entire map again and see if I'm missing any whitetail zones. Every time I do that, I feel like I find a new one. You messed up a diamond? I'm sorry to hear that, man. Oh, you're talking like 3 to 4 years from now? I mean, I could totally see crossplay being a thing in 4 years. With the, like, advancements in technology and stuff. I assume that in 4 years, crossplay will probably be more achievable for a lot more games than what it is now. Yo, what's up, Claydrew? How you doing? Florida has Panthers? Holy. That'd be wild. What would be my take on spears? Like spear hunting? I think it'd be cool just for variety. Because it's something that's done, like, decently often enough. Like, both spears and blowguns, they're used quite a lot. People don't realize, like, how much they are actually used. So I think it would be cool. Do I think it would be, like, the most, like, well-received update? Probably not. There would be some controversy with that. Because there are people that don't think it's ethical. But if you're good with a spear, man, like, it's still an ethical way to hunt. Obviously, you can't just be, like, throwing spears into the butts of animals, though, you know? But I could see it being cool. What's cross-platform? So cross-platform is when you can play multiplayer with people on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, you know, all in the same servers. Like, cross-platform just means being able to play with people across platforms. All right, so now that we have searched all our zones, let's actually start a run and see if we've got our respawns back. We found that one buck and killed it. Hopefully that was enough to get things going again, and hopefully the time we just spent running around will be enough time for our respawns to take place, because they were being really finicky and weird, and I did not like that. Hey, that dude, how's it going? Hey, Zach, how's it going? Update I want, no respawn timers. To be honest, I don't mind it. I mean, you just have to shoot more animals per run. You guys have seen it. I've adapted pretty well to the whole changes with respawn timers and stuff. The thing is, respawn timers were always a thing. It's just that there was a, you know, what is considered an exploit in the game where you could forego the respawn timer by just main menuing, and they essentially patched that, and now we can't do that anymore. So there's always been respawn timers. It's just that you could get around them before. That guy is a new respawn. I think we fixed it, guys. I think that extra time we just spent got them respawning again. That was so weird. They just out of nowhere stopped respawning. It's rare that happens with Whitetail for me. Hey, Crow, my Whitetail aren't respawning since like 40 rounds. I don't know what to tell you, man. If it's been that long, they've probably moved to a different zone. Or you haven't killed enough to trigger respawns with Whitetail. Because Whitetail are a little bit more weird than other species. Sometimes you got to kill more of them in order to even get respawns. Whereas like with a black bear, you can shoot one and it'll respawn. Great one, maybe. You never know. What's up, Barrett? How's it going? Gonna have to reset the time. They should do an Arctic map with penguins. That would be crazy. I don't even know if penguin hunting's allowed, though. Is that even a thing that happens? Level 3. And 2 does. Hopefully we have our second buck here. Oh, I think I saw one. Maybe not. I might be tripping. Yeah, just him. Ooh, don't go in front of him, little doe. Smoked him. Okay, I don't see another buck, so there was only one. Unfortunate. You think they'll add crossplay this year? I don't think this year, no. If they do, it would definitely not be anytime soon. And that's if they ever manage to find a way to do it in a way that makes sense. Tiger hunting isn't allowed, but look what happened. See, the thing is, there actually is exceptions with tigers, IRL. If they are, like, causing trouble in a village, like if they're, you know, killing the people of the village or their, like, livestock and stuff, then you can go out and hunt that tiger. At least that's what I've been told. So there is, like, exceptions for tiger hunting IRL. We need full auto. I don't know if full auto would be something they would ever do. Oh, man. There we go. It's got my first great one on Rev on Thule Coast. Let's go, RZ the Gamer. Scarecrow, I need your opinion. I'm kind of tired of fallow. I want to do a different grind. Should I go back to whitetail? But also, I kind of want to do something new. Don't want to do pheasant or fox. Kind of want to do the black bear, but what I've seen, it's hard. What do you think I should do? So, give me a second to think. How about... I'd say go back to whitetail. Because whitetail are like, they're incredibly fun, at least for me. Like, they're probably one of the most fun things in the game for me. I'd say head back to whitetail, see what happens. See if maybe you get a typical rack, you know? You need F-16s. Oh, yeah, Nate. Jordan, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Hey, Crow, can you explain herd management for solos? So if you're managing solos, it's literally just you shoot the solo, and then you got to figure out where it respawns because they never respawn in the same spot. They're always going to move to different parts of the map. So there really isn't too much to explain about solos. It's pretty simple. You just shoot the solo, try to figure out where it respawns. Usually it's going to respawn within like maybe a kilometer or two of where you shot it, at least in my experience. When do you think you'll get 100 great ones? Hopefully today. But if not today, hopefully by the end of the week. Because I'm going to be grinding every day, so if we get it in, you know, approximately the same kill counts that we have been recently, then hopefully it'll be very soon. Hopefully our good luck streak isn't ending yet. How do you not get hunting pressure? So I use stands and blinds. The tripod stands, the ground blinds, the waterfowl blinds, tree stands, all that stuff reduces hunting pressure. When HMing fox, would I do the same for fox as I do for red deer, or is it different for predators? So for HMing foxes, you just want to leave level 4s and below. And there is one thing that's very different about fox HM, and this is something that was just discovered recently. And that's the fact that the females actually affect your herd management for fox. So, like, you got to manage down the high-level females as well. So, yeah. It is a little bit different for fox. Makes me happy I haven't full committed to fox yet, because there's so many layers to fox grinding. It is kind of crazy how different it is compared to everything else. Like, even with the island method on Salsvisen Park, where you can, you know, farm them a little bit faster, even with that, it's still a brutal grind. For those that may be unaware what the island method is, because I always have a few questions that I see people ask about it every time I mention it. On Salsvisen Park, you can only hunt the, like, left side of the map on that, like, left island. And all the pairs of foxes that you shoot there, they always respawn on that island. So people have found that if you just set up all 16 tents and a bunch of tripods and stuff on that left, like, island, you get, like, the best possible efficiency for grinding foxes. Oh, yeah, Arcadian. The females do count towards it. And, you know, the interesting thing about it is it kind of makes sense, because when you think about it, with whitetail deer, every doe is level 1, so they're technically already managed down, right? Like, they're already a level 1. And so we never have to herd manage the females on, like, a whitetail grind, because they're all level 1 anyway. But with something like, you know, red fox, they go clear up to level 8 as females. Females can get as high as level 8 on a fox grind. And so it makes sense that with those, you have to manage them down. I guess, you know, females affect HM have probably affected it all along, and we just didn't realize it. because of the fact that most of the species we herd manage are species where the females don't get to be super high levels. Female bears count too then? Yeah, but female bears can't get past level 4, so they're already herd managed, you know? But that does make me think that if you want to get the ultimate herd management for black bear, try to get all your females to be level 1 or level 2, like, that would be kind of crazy. Yeah, it makes sense that we're just now discovering this because fox are one of the very few species where the females can get to be almost the same level as the males. It works with, obviously, Gemsbok as well because they can go clear up to level 5 as female. So with Gemsbok, you'd have to herd manage everything. That would actually be a ridiculous grind to try and do. Trying to herd manage Gemsbok. We'd actually kind of suspected this for quite a while. Back in the day when Caitlin was grinding collared peccary on Rancho, she managed down like almost all of her males. And she realized that, you know, she wasn't getting that crazy like diamond rate, even with all the males managed down for the most part. And so she was going to test out if the females affected peccary, because I think peccary females get up to level 3, and there's quite a few level 3s. And you would need to shoot level 3s for herd management for collared peccary. And she was going to test it, and then I think an update came out that reset collared peccary or something like that. And so she never got to try it. So, like, it's been suspected for a couple years at this point, but it wasn't really super noticeable until fox grinding became popular. Which is really interesting to see, you know? Aren't female diamond Gemsbok easier than males? Oh yeah, by a long shot. They are. Can you do a lion great one grind next? There is no lion great one, unfortunately. You need a lot of tents for a good grind. The more tents you got, the faster it's going to be. That's pretty much the way it is, you know? The more tents you have, the easier it will be to grind. Because more tents means less time walking, more time hunting zones. Hopefully you get it soon, Raj. What's up, always on point? How you doing? Thanks, Wagers. Appreciate it. Toxic Speed Killer, thank you for the super chat. Foxes were already hard enough without that. I know, right? Now you got to manage the females as well. It is what it is, though. Already a respawn here? Let's go. Where's the female, though? Okay, I'm not going to shoot that till I see the female. I know the female is, you know, already, like, still there, but if I can't see it, I ain't shooting nothing. I don't want to accidentally delete a zone, you know? No, there is no Great One Tiger, but that would be a sick Great One. This is the 300 AR, not the 308. I use the 300 AR for my non-diamond bucks, just to speed up the kill time, because if I make a bad shot, you can see it's still dying really fast. I use the 300 just to speed things up, you know? Can females be diamond? Only for specific species. Like, some of the hares. I believe some of the birds as well. Like, maybe the ptarmigan, the willow ptarmigan. Gemsbok. And then, gray fox can be a diamond female. I think there's a few others, too. Quail? Quail can't be nowadays, I think. They used to be able to make diamond as a female, but not now, I believe. Unless I'm wrong. Whoa! We're going crazy. No, red fox, as far as we know, cannot be diamond as a female. I think they max out at level 8 for female red fox. You use the 45-70 pistol. It's a fun handgun. It's definitely a fun handgun. I don't use it super often for, mainly because I grind a lot and I'm looking for efficient guns when I grind, but I do like using that thing to take down trophies. It's pretty cool. Lady got a diamond female red fox. Did she? If that's possible, that's new. Because that did not used to be possible. Did they make it possible in this update? I suppose it is, you know, possible that they could have made it a possibility. I just said possible so much. But they could have made it a possibility when they added the Great One Fox, I suppose. That would be kind of cool if that's actually a thing. It's been like that? Nah, female red fox could never make diamond before. Only gray fox. I know this because, like, getting a mythical female red fox used to be, like, one of the craziest achievements you could ever get. So if it's possible now, it was definitely added, like, within the last year. Always on point. Thank you for the super chat, dude. That's super generous of you. Holy, man. Holy. That's crazy. Also, I just wanted to say, huge shout out to all of you watching the stream right now. We are at some of the highest numbers I've ever seen on Twitch. We just hit 100 viewers on Twitch, which I've never done on my own without being rated. So thank you guys so much for that. And we have 1,200 on YouTube right now, which is, I think, the second most I've ever hit. So thank you guys. Just thank you. You guys are incredible. This is like, we're breaking records right now. We're breaking records, and we're going for our 100th great one. Life couldn't get any better. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. There we go. Yeah, for sure, Ender. That's what I'm saying, too, is like, I've never seen a level 9 red fox female. Only males. Jenna, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. Congrats to Fady, Baker, The Great Outdoors, Katie, and Team Graffiti. Let's freaking go. Holy. That is crazy. Oh, hello, little buckaroos. You guys are not a great one, but at least my respawns are being consistent now. At least we're getting respawns again, guys. Oh, man. There we go. Holy. What's up, Chopper? How's it going? Let's go, Dollapeel. That's awesome. Congrats on your first great one. It's a crazy achievement. What's max level for Whitetail? So level 3 is the normal max level, but they also have the possibility of getting a great one, which is a 10 fabled. So the highest level Whitetail you could ever see is a 10 fabled, but normally they max out at 3, aside from that special great one trophy. Always on point. Thank you for another super chat, dude. Really appreciate it. First time watching your stream. Hope you get your 100 so I can see it live. Thank you, Silas. Dude, that would be so crazy if we get it today. It would honestly be just the most perfect scenario ever if we could get it today. Level 5 Whitetail flashback. Oh gosh, dude, I'm so glad that bug's fixed. For those that are not quite aware of what used to happen for whitetail deer. Back when whitetail were the only great one, and I think maybe red deer had been added by this point, but I can't remember. But essentially, it used to be that there was a bug in the game, essentially, where if you spawned a great one whitetail and you didn't kill it before, you know, closing your game, and then, you know, you came back later and you ended up finding it, it wouldn't be a great one. It would show up as a level 5 or level 4 diamond that would have the weight of a great one. It was such an awful bug, and that was my first great one I ever got. My first great one I ever spawned was a bugged level 5 overweight diamond. One of the saddest moments on the channel. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, no way. I can't believe this just happened to me. Because at that point, like, nobody knew what the, nobody knew, like, what caused that to happen. It wasn't until like later on that we discovered like what was causing it. Crazy though, man. Super crazy. So happy that that bug no longer exists. T-Dog, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Can water buffalo have no horns as a gold male? I don't actually know. I can't recall ever seeing that, so I would say no, probably, unless it's a bug. Because I suppose it could be a bug that does that. Definitely strange to have no horns. It might just be a visual bug, man. Where's... Okay, there it is. Kill count. Currently, we're at 749. Where'd this guy run off to? Let's send the dog after him. Oh, wait. We found the blood. There we go. Oh, yeah. If I get my 100th great one, of course I'll make a video on it. It's going to be a huge video, too. Depending on, I suppose, if we get it in this 7-day grind, it'll probably go in 2 videos. If we get this 100th great one during this 7-day grind that I'm doing right now for the channel, then it's going to go in that video plus a special 100th great one video probably. But yeah, of course, I'm always going to post every great one I get. What's the average kill count for whitetail great ones? So if you're herd managing, the average kill count is usually like 1,500 or less. If you're not herd managing, I see most people get their whitetail great one in like 2,000 to 3,000. Because I personally believe that herd management does affect the chances of getting great ones. Because I've had a lot of sub 1,000 kill grinds for whitetail. But from what I've noticed in the community, it seems like if you're not herd managing, 2,000 to 3,000, pretty like reasonable average estimate for a whitetail great one grind. Though I have seen some people get it in like 4,000. And obviously there's people that have got it in under 500, under 100, etc. Because there's always exceptions on both ends of the spectrum of kill counts, Nothing there. No respawn in that zone. Right as things were looking consistent, we have nothing in that zone. By 1,300, you'll get the great one. I sense it. Maybe, Kathy. My prediction is 1,400 or 1,500 because it's been a while since I've had a 1,500 kill grind for whitetail. I've been getting really lucky with them. I think out of my last 11 or 10 grinds, only 3 of them have been above 1,000, I believe. So I really think that it is possible that we could get another long grind just because it's been a while since we've had a longer one. So I'm predicting 1,500 kills for this grind. Who knows? Maybe even more. I hope it's less, but my prediction is at least 1,500. Come on, show up, you freaking whitetail. Finally. Finally, they showed up. And you know what? It's not raining now. I bet they just didn't like the rain. That's probably why they were not showing up in their zone. They just didn't want the rain to get their fur all wet. Is there a melanistic lion? Unfortunately, no. It would look really cool, but it's not actually a real thing in real life. So I don't know if they'd add it. I mean, technically, melanistic red deer don't exist in real life either. But I guess we've got those, so I mean, I guess it's possible we could get them someday. Oh my gosh, could you imagine like a melanistic type fur as a great one lion? Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Is there a great one bison? Sadly, we don't have a great one bison yet. That would be an awesome option for a new horned great one, though. It's like right now, don't we only have one horned great one? And that's the tar? Bison would be a whole lot more fun than a tar. In fact, I'd love to see European bison get it. I feel like European bison are just so underrated because the only map for them is Hirschfelden. I feel like they get overlooked a lot, but they're really, really cool. It's got a melanistic, great one, black-tailed deer. Well, I mean, those don't exist, but hey. Think a great one feral goat would be sick? Oh, definitely. I mean, the horns on those things are crazy. Hey, it'd probably be the only great one that could troll. Oh, man. Maybe the new great one will be a lion. Maybe. It's been a very highly requested great one, and Virhonga Savannah doesn't have any great ones yet. So it would make sense, man. It makes sense to either have a great one lion or a great one Cape Buffalo on Virhonga as the next great one. Even though I'd prefer to see a mule deer or a Rocky elk or a Roosevelt elk or a blacktail before a lion, I still think a lion would be so good. Nothing. Africa 2.0 with a great one lion. Yes, that would be an awesome release. For sure. We need the muley. I agree. Mule deer, there's just so many possibilities they could do with them. I mean, the antlers would look ridiculous. No respawns. Yeah, my whitetail are acting so weird right now, guys. I don't know what to think of this. It's like they'll be good for a couple runs, and then we have a run or two where they're just being weird. And normally they're not like this for me. Normally they're way more consistent. Okay, we got him too. I don't know if that was vitals. Probably not. We'll have to track him down, but it is what it is. Kansas map? I don't even know what type of animals could be on a Kansas map. You guys know, like, what type of brand new species could be on a Kansas map? Because that's my big thing now, is if they're going to do a United States map, since they've already done so many, I want any future United States maps to have, you know, a bunch of new species. Unless it's one of those, like, mini maps similar to Salzwiesen Park, then I'd make exceptions, you know. Jake's World, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. You know the amount of zones on Rev and Thule for Whitetail? I'm stuck at 58. From what I've heard, it's like 60 to 70 is going to be your average for Rev. If you found about 60, you've probably got most of them. Where'd this guy go? Oh, there's the tracks. There we go. How many kills right now? 753. Why do so many people hate Hirschfelden? To be honest, I think the main hate for Hirschfelden from a lot of people just comes down to the fact that it's a very brushy map that's difficult to hunt. Kind of like no matter whether you're a grinder or a non-grinder, it's just tough to hunt. It's very brushy. And a lot of the animals that are on Hirschfelden have been added to other maps where it's just easier to hunt them. With the exceptions being like the European bison. And is there another one that's only on Hirsch? I think it's just Euro bison, right? I think that's why it gets so much hate. Personally, it used to be my least favorite map. Now it's kind of gone up a little bit. I've grown to appreciate certain parts of Hirsch. Like, I actually do appreciate the European bison hunting on that map. It's a lot of fun. All right, let's go ahead and reset the time, see if we can get these guys in the zone. They need a great one, Gemsbach. That'd be a crazy great one. I just imagine with those giant Gemsbach horns, could you just imagine, the great one has, let's say a great one Gemsbach has, massive sharp horns, right? And one of the horns has, the skull of another animal on it, right? Because it impaled a lion or something and it just got stuck on the horns. Obviously, this is probably not something that would happen IRL. It happens to deer, but it's a lot easier for those types of antlers to get intertwined than straight horns. I just think it would look cool. Great one croc would be sick, for sure. You'd like to see an Alberta map of the great one mule deer? Could add wild boar, grouse, bear, etc. That'd be kind of sick. I just want a Canada map of any kind, to be honest. I'd love to see a British Columbia map. That's my number one pick, is British Columbia for a Canada map. A BC map would just be so cool. I've been requesting a BC map for probably 2 years now. It's my third most wanted map. Number one's a Texas Game Ranch. Number two would be another Africa map with obviously the Big Five and stuff like that. That would be awesome. And then a British Columbia map would be my third most wanted. What map should I do? My Rev on Thule is kind of herd managed. That's where I got my great one, and no problem. How can I miss such a great person like you? Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. So if you're not liking Rev on Thule for great one grinding, try Leighton, man. Like, Leighton, it is so underrated. I mean, I've got the majority of my great one moose and whitetail off of Leighton. It's a little bit, you know, it takes a little bit of time to get used to the brushiness of Leighton, but kind of like once you get used to that, it's so fun. Like, it's such a good map. Nothing here. What's going on with our respawns, dude? Or not respawns, but like they're just not even in the zone. Oh, hey. Oh, it's respawns too. Wait. Oh, wait, actually, we got a respawn. There we go. There we go. Oh, 2. Let's go. Of course, they're in the worst spot possible, though. Come on, buddy. Stop running. Thank you. Oh, what? How did that miss? And how did that one hit? I always hit the shots that are tough and miss the easy ones. How did I miss that first one and hit the second one, guys? That's crazy. That is so crazy. Oh my gosh. Would love to see an Arkansas duck map. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that, though, because they've already done, like, a waterfowl-focused map. Salsvesen Park was a waterfowl-focused map, so I don't know if we'll get another, like, duck-focused map anytime soon. You like the New England map? Not really. It's probably my second least favorite. The only one that I like less is Parque Fernando. Just because, like, it's so brushy, and all the species that are on there, you can have, like, better hunts on other maps for them, right? Like, now, since Blackbuck are on Sunder Patton, like, Blackbuck are better there. And so are water buffalo. Those used to be the two species that would still bring me back to Parquet, but now that they're on other maps and it's easier to hunt them on those maps, man, I don't really ever go back to Parque Fernando. That was a 250 scoring buck. That was big. It's been a while since we've got a diamond, guys. You guys might be right. We actually might be like we might be about to get a great one because our respawns are being weird. Half of the zones, the bucks aren't, or the herds aren't getting there in time. And we're getting like more smaller deer. Like, we're not getting those like diamonds to pop up as consistently. You guys may be onto something. I've seen quite a few say that that might be why we're getting so much inconsistency with our zones right now. I think you might be right, because it has been probably like 50 or 60 kills since our last diamond, I think. Close to that, at least. Finally, after 2 time resets, we got them here. Beautiful. Full Great One Lodge? I have, like, I think half of my lodge filled with Great Ones, right? I don't know how many plaques are actually in the lodge, but I think we're getting close to half of them being filled now. Speaking of that, lodge tour video will either be tomorrow or the day after. Probably tomorrow. I guess it really depends on, like, if I get my editing done for that video. All right, just 1 buck, it looks like. Yeah, 1 buck respawn. Ooh, smoked him. You're getting the Great One this stream, calling it? Hopefully, Scott. We can hope so. Imagine your 100th being the typical rack. Dude, it would be the dream. It would be the dream. I have 2 Great One fallow, a fabled hooded blade rack that scored 250.9, and a fabled silver spoon that scored 275.3. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. That is super awesome. You didn't pick up the kill from the last zone? Did I? Did I forget? One way to find out. The spotting icon's gone, so I probably did. I should have. Chat will remind me. Did I pick up the last 2 deer, guys? Can you do a video with all your great ones? I don't know if I'll ever put every single one of my great ones into one video because the amount of time it would take for me to do that would be ridiculous. And it would probably be like a multi-hour video. Like, wouldn't that be like a 10-hour video or something? Maybe not 10 hours, but it'd probably be like a 5-hour video. Which is kind of insane. You're right, I did miss one. Okay. Thank you guys for mentioning that. Now we got to go back here so that whenever we respawn, we don't spawn on top of the zone we just claimed that from, or else it'll spook it off whenever we fast travel. 10 years of editing. Yeah, it would take a long time. Actually, now that I think about it, it's probably best to go to this zone last. That way it puts us there whenever I main menu. Since that's like an exterior zone that I check for stragglers. It's not like a main zone. Speaking of that, let's see. I don't see anything. Let's do a little time reset. And then we'll main menu and pop back in. Do another rotation. Oh, no worries, Hinter. Do what you got to do, man. Thank you, Pinky. I appreciate that. Are you doing a short of your first great one in 100th? Oh, 100%. I will definitely do a short like that. That's like... That would be just a crazy short. First great one versus 100th? Oh, my lord. That short would probably go crazy. Half the comments would probably be calling me a cheater. Oh, man. It always is. All right, let's go to that zone. Nothing at that first one, unfortunately. Oh, no worries, John. Thank you for dropping in. What's my favorite Mela? Ooh. There's a lot of good ones. Red Deer's got to be my favorite melanistic. Like, it's got to be my favorite Mela. Although, no, Pheasant. Pheasant is my favorite melanistic. How many bucks? Just one? Oh, 2. Pheasant is definitely my favorite melanistic. They're so beautiful. Like, it doesn't get any prettier than that. Another really good Mela, guys, and this is a bit of an underrated one that not a lot of people realize looks so good. Okay, only $1 here. It's the Eastern Turkey. The melanistic Eastern Turkey looks incredible. It literally does not get any better than those 3 I just mentioned, you know? The best looking Melas in the game for sure. Oh yeah, Tiger's really good too. Gosh, there's so many good ones. It's like so impossible to choose. Let's grab the zone. Was it just 3? Yeah, it was just 3. You just found a bugged pheasant. It's always funny when the pheasants just freeze. Then you can walk up to them and just kaboom. Oh, he's at 199 right now, Hennessy processing. He's at 199 great ones, which is crazy. I mean, maybe Sambarn? I could see Grey Wolf and Mule Deer possibly being a new great one. I think Mule Deer makes sense because it's been so highly requested. Grey Wolf does get a decent amount of requests for a great one as well, though. So you may be onto something. Maybe. No respawns here. What's going on? Or not respawns. I keep saying respawns, but they're just not showing up at all. Oh, nice, Jivers. Love to see it, dude. What you eating tonight? What type of dinner you got? Yeah, they just refuse to show up. RIP. Usually if I've time reset like 4 or 5 times and they're still not there, they're probably not going to show up. Who's at 199 great ones? I buy premiums. He's at 199 last I heard. What's the count? Currently 764. We've been running into some issues with the respawns and just like the herds in general not showing up. So we've been kind of slowed down, unfortunately, today. But hey, it is what it is. We will get that great one at some point. Hopefully today. I think our last great one took like 1,100 kills, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to remember. I think it was around there. Ooh, okay, that might be a diamond. This might be our first diamond in quite a while. Smoked him too. Let's go. That's got a very good chance at making diamond. It's the like small rack diamond, essentially. The small diamond rack. But it's got pretty good spread. So I think it's going to make it. I think that should make it. Might even hit 260. Another little trick that if you guys didn't know, you can reset the time while an animal's floating and they'll pop back to the shore. Ah, didn't make it. I thought it would. It was so close though. Like 2 points off. Just to switch it up, Aiden. That's really all it is. Just to switch it up. I just thought it'd be fun to use the 303 a little bit for diamonds, you know? See another buck behind him. Another big one, but I don't think that's diamond rack. Nah, it's not diamond rack. Okay. Good to know. We'll just pop them both. What's up, TTV Ash? How's it going, Xander? Hey, Turtle Man. No, iBuy does not have a typical rack. He's got over 100 whitetail great ones, and none are the typical rack. That just goes to show how rare that thing is, man. That's one of the reasons I want it so bad. Not only is it, in my opinion, the best looking great one whitetail rack, but it's the rarest as well. Yo, what's up, Buck Squad? How's it going? What weapon am I using? So for like the non-diamond whitetail, I'm using the 300 AR from the high caliber hunting pack. And then for my diamonds and stuff like that, I'm using the 303 British. It's the rifle that comes with Tiawaroa. Nice, Noah, nice. What are the odds of getting a fabled piebald whitetail? So think of it this way. As far as we can tell, the fabled piebald has like the same chance of spawning as like a normal rare would, which in most cases, you know, it seems like it's very similar to like a piebald, or not piebald, but an albino or a mellow whitetail. So an albino or mellow whitetail, they usually take, you know, a couple thousand kills to get. So let's just say 2,000. So not only would you have to spawn a great one whitetail, right, which can usually take a couple thousand kills, but on top of that, you also have to get the lucky roll of it being a rare too, right, a fabled piebald. So it's probably like maybe a 1 in 2,000 chance that your great one whitetail is a fabled piebald. And you know, if you factor in how many kills it takes to get one great one, to then only have, you know, like a 1 or 2,000, like a 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 2,000 chance of that great one being a fabled piebald, it's pretty rare. Let me actually quickly calculate. What's 1,000 times 2,000? Because that's probably best case scenario. So at the best case scenario, it's like a 2 million, 1 in 2 million chance of a kill respawning as a fabled piebald great one. So like on average, you know, 2 million whitetail kills. 2 million kills for whitetail. And that's like being generous, probably. So you can kind of understand why there's been less than 10 people that have ever got them in the entire existence of the game. That we know of, at least. Obviously, this is just of ones that have been posted. I'm sure there's a couple people that may have got one and not realized it was so rare and not posted it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's rare. It's really rare. Nothing over there. Yeah, nothing there. I feel like something's got to be up. Our bucks and our zones in general, they are being so finicky right now. Like, they're not showing up in their zones. Respawns have been weird. I feel like there's got to be a great one, like, about to spawn. Like, this is something that more than once has happened right before getting a great one. With whitetail, with fallow deer, with red deer. Like, I've had this happen so many times where, like, right before a great one shows up, you know, like within 100 or 200 kills of it, I have some like real troubles getting things to work right. They're protecting the great one. Exactly. They're taking time off from their normal zones to go protect the great one. Definitely. Imagine you get a typical rack for the 100th. Dude, I would freak out if I get that. That would just be insane. I feel like at the very minimum, maybe we'll get some big diamonds to pop soon, because it's been a long time since a diamond. That's the other thing that makes me think there might be a great one trying to spawn, because it usually, when there's a great one on the map or about to spawn, usually it pushes down the levels of those respawns. Now, obviously, like, not a guarantee that any of these signs actually mean great one. Oh, that's a big boy 3. Finally a big boy 3. But, you know, it's happened quite a few times to me. And a lot of people that I know have noticed these types of things whenever a great one's spawning. It doesn't happen every time that a great one's about to spawn, but it does happen from time to time. So every time that we get some like weird inconsistencies, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, is it close? Is it close? Hey, little guy. Could be a false alarm, but you never know. When stuff respawns, does it get better than the last? So I believe the way that TK explained it, he was the old community manager for EW. He doesn't do community management anymore. But he used to be the community manager. And what he said on one of the EW live streams was that whenever you shoot an animal, it can come back a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger than the one that you shot, right? You know, with a small chance of it coming back a lot bigger or a lot smaller. So, like, this level 3, it's probably going to come back as, you know, like a mid-size, maybe big 2, something like that. With a rare chance of it maybe being a 1 or a great one or another diamond, you know. That's kind of how it works as far as we understand from what we've been told by the developers on the EW streams. There it is, guys. Diamond buck. Just like, for example, if I kill a level 1 buck, you know, it's probably going to come back as a level 1, maybe a small 2. Rare chance of it maybe being a diamond or a great one, you know. At least that's kind of how I understand the system as it was explained years ago by TK. Who knows if it still works like that, though? They could have changed things since then. Did you shoot something in the unmanaged zone? Imagine the great one is just chilling there. I've only shot it in this one exterior, and we already checked that. We've already checked the exteriors that I shot a couple out of. How many have I killed today? So today we've killed probably over 100 whitetail. Trying to remember exactly what number we were at when we started the stream. Maybe one of you guys in chat will remember. Do you remember what number we started the day at? I want to say it was like 645 or 665 or 650 something. I think it was in the 640s or 650s. $654. Yeah, that sounds right. So in that case, we've killed like 126, I believe, just today alone. Which brings us to about an average of 60 an hour, and that's with them kind of acting a little weird even, which that's not bad. I'll take it. Next zone, there will be a great one. Oh, I hope. I hope so. Can you imagine if they came out with a Texas game ranch, some whitetails get 400 to 500 inches? Could you imagine a great one whitetail on a Texas game ranch? Yeah, that'd be crazy. To be fair, though, I don't think... If they do a Texas game ranch, I want it to be one of the ones that isn't, like, super excessive with the size, right? Because, like, there are Texas game ranches, right? I guess game ranches in general that are, like... you know, practically just free kills, right? And they're all like massive bucks that are, you know, grown to be giants like that. But I don't want them to add something like that personally. I want them to add one of the game ranches that does it in a little bit more of like an ethical way, because there's a lot of game ranches that essentially function like normal hunting. It's just like on their property, right? So they like control everything. Like the Ox Ranch is the one that I always reference. I believe it's like 80,000 acres of land. And so like it's not the same as the high fence hunting where you'd get those like massive whitetail that look like they can barely keep their head up because their antlers are so huge. I'd want them to add something like that. I wouldn't want the super crazy stuff that you see from like the game ranches that would be widely considered unethical and cheap. I'd like to see them do one of the ones where it's a bit more like normal hunting, but you just have a better chance of like taking home a solid animal. I'd like to see one of those like the Ox Ranch or something like that. I think that would be the perfect balance to where we could get a game ranch without it being controversial. Plus, they just have so many cool species. Is it longer when going for a second great one? No, it's completely random. You're not going to have like the same grind lengths for number 1, 2, and 3 as another person, you know? Gotcha, Nate. I'll probably pop in there in a little bit. The King Ranch is like that? Yeah, like I'm okay with game ranches as long as they're not those like insane ones where they're just like in a fence and you just go and shoot it. Those ones, I don't know, man. And I think that's the general consensus with most people in the hunting community is that most people do not like those types of game ranches where it's, you know, where the deer are practically pets and they're just fed and, you know, genetically altered or whatever to just grow these massive racks that are basically the size of the deer. I think most people agree that that's not great. I like the I'm a fan of the hunting like game ranches that are like just massive amounts of land that's like privately owned by you know, the game ranch owner, right? I think those are much better because it's still hunting. You still got to go out there and hunt. It's just that they have higher quality genetics animals, you know? And you get to go for species that you normally couldn't go for in the United States. I think those are fine. But those ones where they're practically pets and they'll walk up to you and eat out of your hand and then people just go and shoot them because they have a, you know, huge rack. I think that is... I don't like that. Like a few of you in chat were saying, it's not even hunting at that point. It's like if you want to do that, like All the Wild, man. All the Wild gives you the experience of shooting a deer that doesn't even realize that it's about to die every 2 seconds. Yeah, exactly, Tugboat. Yeah, that's the big thing, right? Is yeah. That's basically what I was saying, is like the game ranches where they're not like hand-fed pets that are tagged and stuff, you know? Those game ranches I'm fine with. But the ones where they're just like practically pets, nah, bro. It's like modding in a game. That's a good way of putting it. Oh my gosh. It's like you just spent a bunch of money on like a really expensive mod that makes everything like super huge and like gives you the win instantly, you know? Gives you the best of the best. Oh my gosh. That is actually perfect, because people probably view the people that do that in the same way they would view a cheater in a video game, right? It's like, sure, that cheater achieved like better things faster, but they didn't do it in the way that's going to get them any honor. That is actually like the best comparison. I guarantee the deer love the winter when they don't have the massive racks, probably. Probably, man. Oh yeah, Sanders. I mean, it's a topic that we could talk about for literal hours. Like, there's a lot of stuff you could talk about in terms of game ranches. But yeah, to kind of close the conversation and get the final points out, I would love to see a game ranch. I'd love to see a Texas game ranch, but I want it to be done in a way where it's, you know, more like one of the more ethical game ranches, where it's just, you know, there's a bunch of exotic species, but you still have to go out and hunt them and find them. If they did it that way, it would be the best map in the game. 100%. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Those like farm deer, they probably have the strongest necks in the world. They gotta hold up that massive hunk of antler all day. They're probably the most buff deer in the world. Probably not just their necks, like their whole body's gotta hold up that weight. Oh, that was a doe right in my face. Right as we fast traveled away. Pigeons would be sick. I'd like to see that. Cheated servers are the high fence ranges of the game, pretty much. Pretty much. Kill count, 786. Nice, Shadow Hunter. Congrats, dude. Hey, Bear Buckaroo. Only one buckaroo. Oh, there we go. Number 2. Gonna say, is there only one? But there's 2 here. Brazil map with jaguars. Brazil would be cool. Brazil actually would be pretty cool. That's a relatively highly requested area as well. The problem with Brazil in a game, though, I don't think you can really hunt in Brazil much, can you? From what I understand, it's very tough to get, like a license or just the ability to even use a gun there, I think. From what I've been told by people, it's tough to hunt in Brazil. Like, apparently they have very restrictive hunting laws. So, would I love to see it? Yes. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. Because we've kind of seen in the past, Expansive Worlds kind of tends to stay away from parts of the world where hunting is illegal. Or, like, very difficult to do. Where's the other deer? Did I only kill one of them, or did I kill 2? I swear I killed 2. Oh, yeah. We got the other one. There he is. Thank you, Hunter, for finding the blood, buddy. An Arctic map would be cool. Just more snow maps in general would be awesome. Controller Boy, thank you for the 160 bits. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing amazing, Controller Boy. What about tigers then? Well, that's not what I said. I said, like, locations. And we've already had the tiger discussion. Tigers can be hunted, but it's very specific circumstances. Like, if there's a tiger killing people in a village or killing their livestock, then you can hunt it, as far as I understand. So that's completely different than, like, an area where hunting just isn't legal in general. Hey, Crow, I'm doing a black bear grind. I'm at 1,900 kills. Do you think I'll get my great one soon with no herd management? Hey, it's possible, man. I mean, the thing about great one grinds is you can never really know how long your grind is going to take. But I have seen quite a few people get their bear, you know, within 2,000 or 3,000 kills without herd management. Caitlin managed to do that. Caitlin got a bunch of them without HM. I think she got like 4 or 5 with no HM. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Did we kill the other one? I feel like we did. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, there's a few people that have fabled piebalds. There's a couple videos online of fabled piebald whitetail. And there's like a few screenshots that have surfaced and stuff like that. Not a lot, though. I was just in a server with KG. It was awesome. Helped him kill Yak as his bodyguard. I wanted to collab with him one day. Was going to try and add him, but didn't get a chance to ask. Ah, gotcha, dude. That's cool you got into a server with him, though. I remember when we were doing our collab, when I was recording with KG, we got into a few situations where, like, you know, we had the server open to everybody, and there was a few people following us around and hunting with us. It honestly made for a very fun and interesting video, though. Because we were getting chased around at one point. Have I killed every animal in the game? I've killed every animal, but I haven't killed, like, every diamond or rare in the game. But I have killed at least one of every animal. Nothing. Weird respawns again. Oh, well. It is what it is. Yeah, hippos would be cool. They would definitely be cool. There is a hunting game that is going to have hippos. Believe it or not. When Ultimate Hunting releases, it's supposed to have hippos. It's supposed to have elephants. You know, all that crazy stuff we've wanted in Call of the Wild. I cannot wait for that game to release just because I want to see if it lives up to the hype. I really hope it does. Because, like, if it has all the stuff they've promised, and if it plays as well as, like, what the trailer looks like and stuff like that, then I feel like it's going to be a very good game. It's just going to come down to whether or not they follow through with all the promises. But it definitely could be a good game. And also, we've got Hunting Simulator 3 coming out at some point this year, right? And we really don't know much at all for that game. The only thing we know is what they talked about in the trailer and the description of the trailer, and I think maybe the Steam page. I think they have a Steam page up. But we really don't know too much about that game. 2025 should be a pretty exciting year for hunting games, man. I mean, we know Call of the Wild's supposed to be getting 2 new maps in 2025, and obviously other updates as always. Ultimate Hunting is supposed to come out. Hunting Sim 3 is supposed to come out. And I'm sure there'll probably be at least one surprise hunting game, whether it's like a small indie game or another big title that may come out that year as well, or this year as well. I feel like 2025 is going to be a crazy year for hunting games. That could be a diamond. And he's down. Love to see it. Oh yeah, Project Hunt does have hippos. You're right. You're right. It does. I can't believe I forgot that. And it's got elephants as well. But I mean, Project Hunt is a little different than other hunting games. I view it as like kind of like a hybrid game. It's like a hunting game mixed with like a mission-based story that, you know, takes elements that are not hunting and mixes it with hunting. I feel like that game's more of a hybrid. It is a really awesome game, though. I love me some Project Hunt. Project Hunt is supposed to get horses soon, too. No, Wacky Waters, there's no advantage to resetting your perks or skills aside from just getting to re-pick which ones you want. You don't get anything extra. I know this is possibly or probably not possible because of time zones, but it would be cool if you, Lady, Rooster, KG Flinter, and DD all collabed. Yeah, that definitely would not be able to happen. Mainly because, like you said, time zones, schedules, those types of things always conflict. And also, like, it also comes down to not everybody in that list knows each other, and not everybody likes each other in that list. So it's like, I don't think that would be possible to really get a collab with all of those. Three respawns here. What? It's been so long since I've had 3 bucks to shoot here. Usually we get 1, maybe 2 respawns at the most at this zone. But we had 3. That's crazy. Do I ever get bored of Call of the Wild? Oh, yeah, of course. There's really nobody in the world that wouldn't get, you know, bored occasionally of anything, really. I get bored of all games from time to time. And that's when I go play other games for a little bit. You can smell a great one in the air. Maybe. I mean, our whitetail have been so weird today that I wouldn't be surprised. Hopefully, lucky one. I hope you get it soon. Have I ever rage quit? Nah, not over Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild's a pretty chill game, so I don't really ever get, like, mad over it. Like, obviously, there's occasional times where something frustrating happens or something unfortunate happens, but it's never enough to make me, like, rage quit. As you guys have seen, even through some of the, like, most brutal changes to grinding and stuff that they've done in the last few months, like, I still always keep it positive. I always try to look at the bright side of things and always try to just adjust to whatever happens. I couldn't see myself ever rage quitting Call of the Wild. Now, have I rage quit in other games? Oh, definitely. Especially games like Escape from Tarkov. It's my favorite game of all time. I've spent so much time in that game, but there is just some moments where you're like, okay, I need to step away and take a break. Because it's a very brutal game. Same with like Ark PvP servers. I used to play a lot of PvP servers on Ark Survival Evolved. And there was definitely times where, you know, me and the tribe I was with would just rage quit a server because of either cheaters or people that were doing like pay to win essentially. But I don't think I've ever rage quit Call of the Wild. Yeah, Ark PvP is crazy, Uncle Fat Cat. I spent a few thousand hours, like a couple thousand hours in Ark PvP servers back in the day. Back when I was a teenager and had nothing but time on my hands. In fact, I think the 2 years that I spent the most time playing Ark was like when I was 18 and 19. I think 18 and 19. So, you know, that would have been like 7-8 years ago. But I used to spend so much time playing Ark PvP. you think I'll get a great one whitetail soon with 2,000 kills? Anything's possible, man. The thing about it is you can't really predict what number it's going to happen at. All we have to go off of is like the averages that we see across like everybody's grinds in the community. I'd say if you're 2,000 kills into whitetail, it's likely that you'll get it within the next 1,000, but definitely not guaranteed. It is pretty likely it'll pop before 3 or 4K though. I don't see too many people go over 4,000 for whitetail. Calling it short rack for number 100. I wouldn't hate that, you know? I think as long as it's not a big rack or cluster rack, I'll be pretty happy. I might be a little disappointed if number 100 is a freaking big rack or a cluster rack. Although, to be fair, if we got a cluster rack, that would actually line up so well because we got a cluster rack as our first ever great one. So if we got it as our 100th, I honestly couldn't be mad at that. That would be redonkulous. And it's honestly very likely that if we do get our great one whitetail as number 100, it'll probably end up being a cluster rack. Like, it's very high chances because that is by far one of the most common racks for whitetail. Like, big rack and cluster rack, they are way more common than the other racks. So I would not be surprised if that is the one we get. You just got Call of the Wild. Any recommendations? Yeah, Nolan. What I would recommend is if you want to find like lots of animals, hunt near water because drink zones are a lot more open. They're a lot easier to find for animals. And then, you know, whenever you find drink zones of a species, take note of what that time is because that is going to be the time that every single animal from that species is going to be drinking at. Calling it now 50-50 cluster typical. Dude, that is actually not possible, believe it or not. That's actually not a possible combination. So the way it works with 50-50 racks is it has to be one rack above or below in size. Which is why, like, it's not possible to get a big rack and short rack combo, right? It's only possible to get, like, short rack typical. Typical rack, Kinsko rack, half and half, you know? It's possible to get, like, a drop tine rack and cluster rack. But those are the only, like, 50-50 racks we've ever seen. We've never seen people get anything else. Because, you know, the racks kind of go on a scale from, like, 1 to 6 in size, like the smallest one and then the biggest one. So only the one that's, like, next up or below in one size can actually be a 50-50. You learn something new every day, indeed. It is very interesting. It'd be cool if you could get a 50-50 of any of them. It would definitely add more variety. Nothing there as far as I can tell. Yo, what's up, Buck Squad? Welcome back, dude. No respawns here. Unfortunate. Oh, well. First great one whitetail was a 50-50 cluster drop tine. Yeah, that seems to be the most popular, like, well, not popular, but most common 50-50 rack that you can get. I don't see anything there. Any respawns, please just... Oh gosh, dude, they're being so rude. They're being so freaking rude. Just not respawning at all. What's up, Epic Lake? Inspired me to start doing YouTube because I want to become famous and get noticed by him so he can do a collab, so it's funny. Oh, gotcha, dude. Gotcha. Is that the same for moose? Yeah, it's the same for every species in the game. Not just great ones either. Like, if you've got a, like, big rack whitetail diamond, right? It could only be a 50-50 with the rack right below it because it's, you know, big rack is the biggest one you can get. And then, like, let's say big rack red deer. if it's the biggest rack possible for red deer, it could only be a 50-50 with the one right below it. And if it's like a mid-rack diamond red deer, it could be a 50-50 with the big rack or the small rack, you know? Because there's 3 different racks for the red deer for diamonds. They got a great one whitetail. Wait, they gotta get a great one whitetail. Great one whitetail is already a thing. That's what we're grinding for right now. One second, guys. There you go, Twitch. I handled it. Well, what's up, Ty? How's it going? Nothing there. RIP, dude. Respawns have been so weird today. Long stream? Oh, yeah. We're actually going to be joining Nate very soon. Going to be popping into Discord with him and chatting. I believe Jivers is in there as well. Yeah, Stephanie, I play a ton of different games, just not on the channel. I do have a second and third channel, though, where I play other types of games, like, my second channel. My second channel is where I play, like, all the non-hunting and fishing games. My third channel is Scarecrow the Angler. That's where I play all the fishing games. What does Steam say my hours played are? I have 7,300 hours on Call of the Wild. Just a little bit over 7,300. And then I've got probably close to 1,000 hours on my challenge accounts. Because I have like a couple other Steam accounts plus my Epic Games account that I have Call of the Wild on that I do for different series, like Great One Before Level 60 or like new account playthroughs. So I've definitely got at least 1,000 hours between all of those ones. So I definitely have over 8K total hours on Call of the Wild. Beautiful. Another diamond, finally. Finally, another diamond. I don't really like... So the thing is, Jacoby, first of all, I don't really get into calls with anybody that's under the age of 18. Just because I just don't feel like it's appropriate. And so I only get into voice calls with people that are adults. And usually you got to be a close friend of mine. Like, I don't chat with just anybody. I don't chat with just anybody. Like, I really only get into Discord with, like, close friends of mine or other scenarios where I'm, like, doing a collaboration with another creator or something. Why don't the devs get animal weight right in this game? A fox can't get 15 kgs heavy. I don't know, man. I guess fox are one of the oldest species in the game. And I assume that back then they probably didn't know the things they do now. They probably didn't have the budget to... Well, budget's not really a thing. They probably just didn't care as much back then when they started. So I imagine that a lot of it just comes down to that. Because nowadays they have the weights a lot more accurate with animals for the most part. With like newer maps, newer species. But yeah, some of the older ones, they did have some really interesting weights. You prefer Mela or albino animals? That doesn't matter to me. It's like species specific for me. Right? Like, Some species have a really nice looking albino. Some have really nice looking mellas, right? So it really depends. Really depends on the species. Ooh, okay. We're getting the big boys again. Collab with Kendall Gray. We've already done a collab with Kendall Gray, Buck Squad. I've got 3 videos with him on the channel from the last month. There is a possibility it could happen again, though. I mean, we had a ton of fun doing it. So definitely a possibility it'll happen again. Killer Jabs, thank you for the tier 1 sub on Twitch. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing amazing today. Hope you're doing super good. That's a diamond. Boom. Look at that. 261.92. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. You think the great one will be next zone? Maybe. They should do a Canada map. Yeah, I agree. That'd be sick. Oh, well, there you go. Onyx says, red foxes can get to 15 kgs and over. Heaviest ever shot in the UK was 17 kgs. So there you go. That's the other thing that, you know, a lot of people don't take into account is depending on where you are in the world, animals reach different sizes. Like, for example, largemouth bass here in Oregon, they rarely hit like 10 pounds. I think the state record is like 10 or 11 or something like that. It's really low compared to the world record. I mean, here in Oregon, a 5-pound bass is pretty uncommon in most lakes. But in places like, you know, Texas, they got giant bass everywhere. You know, Florida, they got giants everywhere. A UK map would be interesting for sure. It definitely would. Map name? This is Leighton Lakes. Yeah, please don't share your age online. It's not a good thing to do. If you're under the age of 18, I never recommend sharing your age with people online. Please don't do that. With the way things are nowadays, man, you know, there's predators everywhere. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. Hold on. I forgot what your question was, Venold12. I forgot what it was. I assume you asked it a little bit ago. Could you just re-ask it, and I'll try to answer it? Because I don't remember what the question was. Eric, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it, man. It's got my first great one. I'm so happy. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Is Rev good for whitetail? Yes, it's widely considered to be one of the best places for it. Oh, dude, that's always how it is, Frank. That's always how it is, man. Like, the second that it's out of hunting season, all the bucks pop out. They're like, hey, what y'all been doing? Back when I actually, like, had the time to go hunting, I had a couple times where, like, literally, like, a day or two after hunting season ended, just see tons of deer everywhere, and it's like, you gotta be joking, dude. You gotta be joking. They have a way of knowing when hunting season is done, it seems. Yeah, I probably should, Scott. I don't know why I haven't. That is a good idea. I'll probably make one after the stream if I can remember it. Nice, Sandbarn. Oh, you just got Hunter Call of the Wild. Do you have any recommendations? Okay, so yeah, if you just started Call of the Wild, one of the biggest recommendations that I can give to you is hunt water, like hunt around water. Because drink zones are the easiest to hunt because the animals are more in the open. It's easy to figure out where a drink zone's going to be because, you know, it's obviously going to be around water. So hunt around that water. Whenever you find some animals and you find a drink zone, take note of what time that animal is drinking at. Because, you know, every single animal of a specific species is going to have the same times. Oh, yeah, that's just to prevent spamming, Liam Hunts. That's why we have like I think it's like a 5-second slow mode on the YouTube chat. It's really practically nothing. 5 seconds is barely anything. There's some channels that do like a 30-second slow mode. But it's just to reduce spam because we used to get some issues where, you know, people would join specifically to spam. And so they would just like spam their keyboards and enter as fast as they could, and it would just flood the whole chat. So the 5-second slow mode prevents that from being possible. That's why there's a slow mode. It's to make the chatting experience better for everybody so that spammers don't ruin the experience for you all. MJP Hunting, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Really appreciate it, man. I can smell the great one in the air. Oh, dude. I know, it seems... We've seen so many things today that say maybe it's close, but we just haven't got it yet. I really hope we can get it soon. Oh, what the? Excuse me? Wait, we got 2 level 1s to respawn in this zone. Huh? That one sprinted off, though. I'm not going to shoot either of these because... I mean, whilst this guy's definitely part of this zone, since this guy's spooked, I just want to be sure that this is actually from that zone. That's crazy, though. Double 1s? Yeah, maybe a great one on the map. It could be. Like I said, a lot of times when you get a great one on the map, your respawns start getting really small until you find that great one and kill it. But it is possible because that is crazy to get 2 level 1s and no respawns here, huh? Rip. MJP Hunting, welcome back as a member, dude. Welcome back, man. It should let you chat, Liam. The slow mode shouldn't be so bad that you can't chat there. It's only like 5 seconds, man. What is going on? Dude, wait, where's this zone coming from? What? Where are these bucks from? Oh, I know where they're from. It's this herd. You guys still haven't got to your zone? Come on, bro. You guys are way late. Those are the 2 from the main zone here. Beautiful. That's so funny, dude. We just see like twice the amount of deer as normal. It doesn't let you chat at all? Well, that's definitely not on my end then. That's definitely like something on your end that's not letting you chat. There we go. I can even like verify it right now. I'll check to see what it's set to. Yeah, slow mode is set to 5 seconds, guys. I mean, I guess I can change it to 3 seconds. That still would prevent the spamming, but be a little bit more lenient. Yeah, we'll just change it to 3 seconds. Is that a little better? I mean, I still don't see how 5 seconds would be too long, but I mean, I could barely type a message in 5 seconds for... Unless it's like a quick message, I guess. Butt shots OP, dude. OP butt shots. It's a lot better. Okay, perfect. That's so weird that some of you weren't able to chat. What? What, the level 3? What zone is that 3 from? Hold on. What? Did I already get respawns from that zone back there? Because usually they spook this way. We have had scenarios before where the respawns popped up as we were hunting this zone. Gotcha, Liam. Okay. $834 kills on Whitetail. How long till you think it spawns? Whoa, dude, 239 level 3? That's crazy. I'm going to predict you will get it at 1500. What is the best map for making money? Silver Ridge Peaks is widely considered to be one of the best. Emerald Coast is really good as well. I would say Tiabaro is also a really good moneymaker because red deer hunting is so easy on that map, and red deer give really high amounts of cash. Using the 4-lake method on SRP for black bear, will the respawns only spawn back on those lakes? And can I blow out the zones? Well, the thing is, like, deleting zones doesn't matter with black bear because they're all solos. Like, they're solos regardless, so it doesn't matter if you delete the zone. I've deleted zones so much on the black bear grind. MJP Hunting, thank you so much for the membership. Really appreciate it. Congrats to Calling All Nerds for getting that gifted membership. Let's go, dude. Thank you so much. Oh, no, that was oh, it was a 3. I didn't even look. I was so busy reading chat, I didn't even see it was a 3. This poor dude. He just got yeeted off the face of the earth with a 300 Magnum round. Rip. No, that's not what he means, Julian. That's not what he's... I think he's asking about, like, if I need new moderators on Twitch. And nah, we don't really need any extra moderators on Twitch. Twitch is usually pretty calm and slow compared to YouTube chat. Ah, man. Only got one of them. Oh, I don't watch football anymore, Lucas. I haven't watched football since 2014. Aside from, like, just briefly watching, like, a little bit of a game here or there. It's not really something I pay attention to too much nowadays. Is the 375 the best Class 9 rifle or the 300? Really depends on what you want. 300 AR's got faster follow-up shots. 375 has better penetration. But I think it might also have some more bullet drop than the 300. Really comes down to what you value more. Like, for most grinds, I'm going to choose the 300 AR over the 375. But on stuff like Moose, I'm going to go 375 every time because of that extra penetration. All right. There we go. Okay, guys. We're about to do something, all right? I need to get dinner. So what I'm going to do is we're going to end the stream right here, but I want you guys to stick around because we're going to raid somebody. I think we're going to raid Nate. He's doing his stream. I was supposed to join him and chat with him while I streamed, but, you know, I need to go eat dinner and stuff. So instead, we're going to raid Nate and, you know, have some fun. Have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun. I think this will be the biggest raid he's ever received. So when you get to Nate's chat over on YouTube, be sure to go crazy saying hello and, you know, giving him all those subs and stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you all. We'll be back either tomorrow or actually not tomorrow. We'll be back on Sunday with another stream. I'll see you guys then. Peace.